Hello everyone and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today we are continuing our journey of the safety energy locations, and today we're going to talk about 13, 14, 15, and they are very interesting because they connect us to the body, mind and spirit philosophy, and also chest line, waistline and hip line. So I really love to talk about this. Just as a little review, safety energy locations are locations on the body that we work with in the art of Shin, and they are like little energy swirls. They're about the size of your hand, and they are placed 26 on the right side and 26 on the left side, and sometimes they can close or they can lock, and it will be like a little traffic jam. And when all 26 are open, there is complete harmony in the body. So it's very important. Often they all open up at once, so we'll just keep working on them and understanding them and jumper cabling them in different combinations and different flow patterns and different sequences. So let's start by holding SEL and locating SEL 13, which is placed at the third rib. So just count your ribs, 1, 2, 3. And if you are aware of the art of Shin, then maybe you thought they were a little bit higher, but traditionally they are at the third rib. They can be closer to the spine or they can be more lateral. And the way you can feel where your location is to feel if there's any fullness or any tightness. If you're a woman, we want to be gentle with it because there's breast tissue there, so we don't want to press or force. We just want to hold it gently. You can place also your palms there, which is very nice to harmonize anxiety and to calm your total being. So SEL 13 lives right here at the chest line, so it helps our lungs and it helps our heart. It harmonizes our spirit. It connects us to spirit. It connects us to heaven, and that's just simply because it's located above the waist, and we are a microcosm of the macrocosm. So if the macrocosm is all this universal energy moving around, then our individual body is really the same. It's like a mirror image of that. And so we have body, mind and spirit within our body, and when we go smaller and when we go smaller and when we go smaller, we can see it in our fingers, we can see it in our toes, we can see it everywhere. But just staying simply with the SEL 13, harmonizing the chest line and connecting us to spirit, it really connects us to our soul journey. So it's important that the SELs 13 are open. Our soul journey, our connection to this something that's larger than ourselves, something that is larger than our individual body. SELs 13 tell us all about our feelings, and feelings are wonderful. It's important that we process them. If we don't process them, they turn into emotions. Emotions put a stop to the motions, and then it gets stuck and energy starts to move up where it's supposed to move down and get stuck right here at the chest line. So if that's going on in your life, you may see that your chest line is a bit higher, and that tells you that the chest line needs to be harmonized. So just simply by placing your hands there, the chest line, harmonizing our feelings, letting go and exhaling of everything we don't need, exhaling down the front. And so again, if we are very high up here, we need to exhale and let go. The chest line also tells us about awareness. Awareness is really a state of being, and it allows for our innate wisdom to come in. It has to do with our creativity, our creative mind, and our child ego state. So if you feel like you're in child and you have a lot of feeling, that tells you all about the chest line. Another self-help that you can do is holding your upper arms to clear the chest line. So you can hold your SELs 13 or hold your upper arm or both, go back and forth. And just placing your hands on the chest line like this for a moment helps to calm the whole system, helps to calm anxiety, fear if you have any. And it's just a beautiful hold, heart opening hold. And that's located at the center of the 13, which we also use a lot in the art of Jinshin. So safety energy locations 13 and then 13 on the spine. Yeah, so play around with that, loving your 13s, bringing yourself some strokes, and that's very important to give yourself some love, some self-love and some self-care, and we can do that just by just placing our hands here. And then moving down to SEL 14, which is located right here at the waistline. So you can go right here at the center on the solar plexus, or slide your hands out like this and comb and see if there's any tightness or fullness or tenderness in there. Just holding it like this. You can place the palm on the outside and your fingertips on the inside, holding the entire 14 area. The 14s, SELs 14s, help us sustain in life. They help our mind, they calm our mind. And so when we are very much in our mind and always thinking a lot, you can find that right here at the waistline. The waistline has to do with, tells us about us being human, our human beingness. And our ego tends to take a seat here. And sometimes the ego, for certain things in life, the ego can be very important, while at other times we would want our ego to be out of the way. For example, when we're practicing the art of Jinshin and we're placing our hands and we're tuning into universal energy, we do not want to think about it and intellectualize it. We really want to be connected to source energy coming from this, from the chest line. The right 14 tells us about our protein absorption, and the left side tells us about our carbohydrate absorption. So it's all about nutrition and how we digest our system and our food, also how we digest our thoughts, our mind, as well as our food. So there's always a spiritual meaning and a practical meaning in the art of Jinshin, and the 14s help us to digest our food and our thoughts as well. Calming our thinking. Sometimes anxiety and panic can come from the waistline. So see what feels right to you. Are you more a 13 person or are you more a 14 person? And all are good, they're all a part of us as long as they're in harmony. And that's what we do with the art of Jinshin, bringing body, mind, and spirit in harmony. The 14s help all the organs that live on the waistline, so the stomach, the spleen, the liver and gallbladder, as well as the adrenals on the back. So clearing everything that lives on the waistline. The 14th is always a good place to start, since we live there as human beings, and our mind, clearing the mind, will then give us access to spirit and bring us into the awareness and our soul journey. 14 is where our psychology lives and understanding, and a lot of people think that maybe we can live in one place, either in the spiritual world or in the psychological world or in the physical world. And as we can see now, all three are important because they are all three part of our one body that we live in this time around. So let's just take one more breath and then moving along to SEL 15. And SEL 15 is located right here in the groin area. And when I was traveling to Japan, Haruki Kato, he has a lower 15, using a lower 15 on the upper thigh, while Mary Burmeister, who brought the art of Jinshin to the West, works up a little bit higher, so right near the pubic bone, and you can slide more lateral or go closer to the spine. It's kind of where you place your hand when you place your hand in your pocket. So it's a very natural and comfortable hold. SEL 15 brings in the joy and the laughter, happiness, which is so important, which is the opposite of all our emotions and all of the emotions that we don't want. When you're happy and laughing, the positive endorphins will flow in the body and the body will heal itself. So 15 is all about bringing about joy, laughter, and happiness. It's the joy giver. 15 has to do with the survival of the body. It tells us about our body and connecting us to earth. So for example, if you are a dancer or if you're very physical, it's important you clear your 15s, helping your physical body. It brings out our parent ego state, having to do with rules and boundaries. Again, grounding, connecting us to the earth, and being very physical. So again, all of these are important. Body, mind, and spirit. It's important that all three are in harmony, them being a part of us. So really use your jumper cables and have fun with the art of Jinshin. We can practice this anytime and anywhere. And you can share these simple holds with a friend. So if you like it, share the video, like the video, and bring the art of Jinshin into your life. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you next week.